Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe. Today I am going to be sharing with you my 2023 reading goals and my TBR for January and February. I've decided I'm going to do, instead of like monthly TBRs, I'm going to do like 5 monthly TBRs. I don't like to set myself like 1 month and try to read a book, because I know for a fact that without pressure I'm not going to read a book. And I'm a very big mood reader as well, so that's kind of like what my goal is just make sure the books that I'm reading are ones that I want to read. So I have a pile of books that I want to read in January and February, but this year, because I have a lot of books on my TBR that I haven't read yet, and I also want to do this thing where I reread books that I've read before, and I want to read them again and see if I want to actually keep them, because there's quite a few books that I read and I was like, I liked it, do I want to keep it? I don't know, and I'm very indecisive. So what I thought was I put in this jar every book that I've read and every book I haven't read yet. And we're going to pick about 5 books from this, and we're just going to try and read them in the 2 months and hope for the best. So that's basically like my goal. I want to minimize my unread books because I do have quite a few, but I also want to make sure the books that I have read and I'm keeping, I actually truly love them and I want to keep them. You know what I mean? Like, there's books that I've read and I'm like, oh, it's good. I gave it like 3 stars or something like that. But I want to make sure, you know, if I keep a book, I love it. I don't want to just keep a book because I like it. As much as I would love to have my own library, I don't have the space for it. And, you know, eventually maybe, but right now, any books that I read and I don't like, anything under 3 stars, I will be selling to a used bookstore or take to the library. No, libraries are always looking to receive books for like, you know, like the book fairs and stuff like that. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to a library. I also want to utilize my library, so I want to start getting back into that. But anyways, and any new books that I buy or anything, I will be putting in the jar so that I'm making sure I'm, you know, not just holding on to them and they're sitting in my shelves, that, you know, they're being read. You know what I mean? So, I have all the books in here. This is a little piggy bank. This says Retail Therapy Fund. I had money in here, so I took it out, and I'm like, it's the only thing that's big enough to hold something like this. I mean, I have another pair, but I use that for something else. So, for now, we're using this. If I want to continue this next year, maybe I'll get a bigger one. But hopefully we can minimize my bookshelf a little bit, just keep the books that I love and stuff like that. So, you guys get started with the books that I already have out that I'm already currently reading. So the first book we have is The Adventures for Your Soul by Hannah Kaiser. This is 21 Ways to Transform Your Habits and Reach Your Full Potential. I read this book and a couple others that I have in this pile at the beginning of every year, and I love it. I haven't started this one again yet, but I have read it and I do really love it. And yeah, this has been a tradition for me to read these books that I'm about to show you at the beginning of the year. So I thought I'd just mention them. If you've read it, let me know. If you have any recommendations, I would love to know as well, because I'm only looking for like self-help and, you know, just try to read, you know, try to be a better person inside, you know what I mean? So that's book number 1 on my TBR. And I don't have like a limit of how many books that I want to read. Like, what I might do is, like, you know, in March, what I'll do is I'll pick up a few books and try see if I want to read them, or I'll just pick like maybe 10 books from here and see what happens. And I'm not gonna get upset if I don't read a book as well. Like that's something I feel like um I've done to myself in the past when I said TBRs. I like get discouraged, and that's why I stopped kind of like posting videos and stop reading because I get discouraged because I'm like I want to do this challenge, and then I kind of like it's in all in my head, I know, and I'm just like beating myself up about it. But I'm trying to still, sorry, repeat the fluff. I'm trying to still let myself, read if I want. If I don't want to read, don't read. But this past like couple months, like December to January, even like late November, I've been reading a lot. So I want to keep that up. And yeah, so the next book I have is one that I'm actually currently in the middle of. Is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I love her book. I recommended this to my best friend yesterday when we went out for coffee, and it's basically like self-help, personal growth. That's kind of like what I'm thinking. Like I like the self-help, personal growth kind of books, and he comes from experience. He went from having like nothing to like a crappy job to being able to do stuff like this and to promote, to be true to who you are, don't listen to anybody else, and all that stuff. But I'll talk more about these and like wrap up and stuff as well. So, You Are a Badass. And then we have, this is like a personal goal. I was going to do goals for 2023 video, but I think from now on I'm going to keep my goals to myself because I find that if I share my goals with you guys or with anybody else, I feel like I have to achieve them and I disappoint people and myself if I don't. So, yeah, but something that I have been doing a lot lately is journaling. And this is another book that I reread every year. There's so many tabs in this one. And it's Let It Out at Journaling by Katie Dalbert. This is like a self-help. This gives you like tips and tricks on like journaling, things you can talk about, just different ways. Yeah, it's just kind of like stop thinking so much and just write what you want to think about or write what you want. Do you want to write about your goals? Do you want to write like your affirmations? Do you want to write like what I do is I write in my journal. I'm gonna do a video about this, but like when I wake up in the morning, I journal about like if I have like a weird dream. Like I've been having like weird dreams from like high school and stuff lately. It's really weird. But like I write up my dreams. I write like what my goals are for the day. And then I'll be like, I'm grateful for, one of them is like I always write like I'm grateful to wake up this morning. I'm grateful for my cats. I'm grateful for having a roof over my head. That kind of thing. And yeah, so like I really like this book, and again, like I said, it's been marked up, and there's highlights and underlines, stuff like that, tabbed away. And I'll talk again more about this in another video. I might do you guys want to see like I'll be doing a wrap up, but do you guys want to see like me talking about the books? Do you want me to do like a genre, like my favorite self-help books, for example, or my favorite historical fiction, my favorite mystery, that kind of thing? Like if that's something you're interested in, so let me know. And then we have this one, the last one. I know I have another self-help book on the shelf, but I talked about this in my book club, but it's like there's been like rumors about the author, and I kind of like I want to give the benefit of the doubt, but it's one that I've read and I'm kind of like, so if we pick it from the jar, then we'll see what happens. But anyway, this is Radical Self-Love by Gallo Darling. This is a guide to loving yourself and living your dreams. Again, this one, there's not as many tabs, but it's definitely highlighted. I've written in it. Like these books, like I love being able to like reread them every year and like see what I wrote the previous years and stuff like that, and things that I've highlighted, and see like where I've come, like how I've grown. If I've grown, I think I have kind of. But yeah, so By the way, these books, I remember, I think with Marissa Lace on YouTube, she was recommending a whole bunch of like self-help books. And I think some of these recommendations came from her. If I remember, I'm gonna link Marissa Lace down in the comments or in the description. She was like one of the first YouTubers I started watching. She has a baby now. Like everybody has babies on YouTube now, and I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I'm single now. I don't have anybody. I just have my cats. This one right there. There's Octavia. There's the baby girl. There. Whoa. She's gonna be in the background. Okay, so when I was going through my book collection earlier, I remember that I have this book, and this book is with Ryan's mom loaned it to me. I'm sorry, Tina, I still have your book. I've read most of it, but then I lost the spot that I was in, so I want to reread it. It was really interesting, but I find like I have to be in a certain mood for it. But I do want to read this because it is really good, and it's really good. So this is for the Forgetting Time by Sharon Gutson. There's not like a blurb anywhere on it, but I just remember it's about a child. I think it's what's it called, like reincarnation kind of thing, and yeah, it's something like that. But I'll talk more about it in my wrap up if or when I finish it. But that is another one of my TBR. And that one wasn't in the chair because I want to get it back to her as soon as possible because I feel bad keeping books if they're not mine. I'm saying that I have library books that are overdue and I should probably take them back. And the next book that I have, I've talked about this before on my channel. This is actually by my... I'm actually related to her. She sadly passed away, and her name is Jennifer Brady. I don't know if you buy this in the store. I have to. I keep saying I have to look, but I must see if you can purchase this anywhere. If I don't, you'll have to reach. And this is just about Jenny or Jennifer and her husband Dave. Like if you didn't know, I'm from Ireland and Hungary and Scotland and Poland. And my grandfather, my dad's side from Ireland. So this is his sister's daughter's book. And they basically went on like a world, or they embarked on a round the world trip. And it's basically like a diary. She just talks about every place that she's visited and her experience and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm on page 39. It's good. It's just really written differently, which I think is hard for me to get into, but it is really good from what I've read so far. And I'm gonna see if I can find a link because I think you guys should read it. And yeah, again, it'll be more in my wrap up. This book I can't stop thinking about. I've been saying that I've been reading it for the last like 2 months, and I'm on page 200. And this is Two Steps Forward by Graham Simpson and Anne Boyce. And this is about the Camino de wow, you guys are going to yell at me. The Camino de Santiago, the walk. And you basically walk from the pilgrim route that ends in Santiago de Compostela in northwest Spain. Yeah, and it's basically about two people's experience, the people that they meet, for finding themselves. It's basically this walk is supposed to kind of, most of the time you're left alone and you're doing this walk and you experience so many people, so many things. And yeah, it's really interesting and I really am enjoying it. And yeah, and I have the Rosie Project, by the way, and that's definitely in the little jar. But yeah, so that is the last book that I have out to read. So let's pick in our jar. We're gonna pick 5. So I start with number 1. The first one we have is Margarita Morris Oranges for Christmas. I've read this book. So we're going to find that on my shelf after. And we're going to read it for January and February. Then we have, next one we have is, Deborah Mitford. That is a Devonshire. This is a nonfiction book. It's one that I've tried starting many, many times. I think I need to get the audio version of this because it's so long and the writing's so tiny. But that's the second one. And then let's see, the third one. Tatiana Tarazne, The Sarah's Keep. I remember liking this book. I'm excited to read it. So that's 3. I have 2 more. Number 4 is Annie Garling, Lonely Hearts Bookshop. Another book that I read. But I remember liking it. And number 5 is the big paper. Come back. Where you go? Okay. With this one is a big paper. Oh no, it's another book that I've read. And this is Eli Wisely, Night. So give me a minute. I'm gonna go grab those books and I'll share them with you. So 1 second. All right, we're back. I got the 5 books that I picked. So we have True Love at the Lonely Hearts Bookshop by Annie Darling. This is Not for Verity Love, Jane Austen fangirl and introvert in a world of extrovert. Verity is perfectly happy on her own, thank you very much, and her fictional boyfriend Peter. It's very useful for getting her out of blind dates, but when a case of mistaken identity forces her to introduce a stranger as her real boyfriend, Verity's life suddenly becomes more complicated. I've read this before. I loved it. I love this series. It's so good. We have Sarah's Key. This one broke my heart. It's a little water damage. I don't know what happened. I think it was like damage at the her apartment. But this is Paris, July 1942. Sarah, a 10-year-old girl, is taken with her parents by the French police as they go door to door, arresting English families in the middle of the night. Desperate to protect her younger brother, Sarah locks him in a bedroom cupboard, their secret hiding place, and promised to come back for him as soon as they are released. 60 years later, Sarah's journey intertwines with that Juliet Caramon, an American journalist investigating the roundup, and her research Julia stumbles upon a trail of secrets that links her to Sarah and to questions about her own future. It's really, really good, and I'm not gonna lie, I cried reading this, but we're gonna be crying again, I guess. This one I remember reading and I was like, okay, it's good, but it's not my favorite, and this is Oranges for Christmas, a Berlin Wall escape novel by Margarita Morris. I remember I got a few of these. I thought I had another one. It might still be at my grandma's, actually. And this is The War is Over, but the fight for freedom has only just begun. Berlin, August 1961. The Cold War. The Cold War. When the Berlin Wall divides east from west, or one family torn apart, they must fight to be reunited. They must fight to survive. But in a world controlled by this Stasi, who can they trust? I liked it, but we'll see. And then, obviously, this book. If you haven't read this book, then what are you doing? Go read it. Go read it now. I have Night, Day, and Dawn by him, and I have, oh my god, The Testament by him as well. And I haven't read The Testament yet, but I have read the 3 books in the series, and I'm just ready for my heart to be broken again. This is such an important novel, book. This is born in the town of Saget, Transylvania, was a teenager when he and his family were taken from their home in 1944 to the Auschwitz concentration camp and to the Buchenwald. Night is the terrifying record of his memories of the death of his family, the death of his own innocence, and his despair as a deeply observant, can't read, confronting the absolute evil of man. This new translation by his wife and most frequent translator, Marion Weissel, corrects important details and presents the most accurate rendering of in English of Eli Weiss' testimony to what happened in the camps, and of his unforgettable message that this horror must never be allowed to happen again. I think we all need to read this book. Like, everybody in the entire world needs to read this. Like, if you don't have this on your shelf and you haven't read it, like, what are you doing with your life? Read it. I'm ready. This month is going to be depressing, but it's important. These are important reads, okay? So that's going to be, I think I'm going to pick 2 more, because these are books mainly, they're all books that I've read. Let's see if we can find one that I haven't read yet. You know what? Let's do that. Let's dig in, and let's see if we can find a book that I haven't read yet. Okay. I hope this is one. If it's one that I've read, I'm putting it back. I'm sorry. I'm not reading. I don't want to read that book. This is my own rule, okay? I can do what I want. Okay. Sorry, I had to get that out. Okay, let's try this one. Let's see what it is. I hope it's a good one. Please be a good one. Really? This is another book that I read. But like I said, we are not rereading another book. We're going to find a book that I haven't read yet. Okay, what about this one? This is turning into a lovely TBR, isn't it? Nope, read this one. We're not doing it. What are we doing? Okay, hold on. Find this one. It names is small. Please be something I haven't read yet. Please be something I haven't read yet. I've read you. Okay, find this one. I've read. Did I put all the books that I've read right on top? Like, I wouldn't even be surprised. We read that one. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? We're gonna read Scarborough by Catherine Hernandez. I want to talk about it really bad, like, with you guys. So, you know what? We're just gonna read that one. And, I don't know how I like this pair. I think I might have to go to the dollar store and buy another one so I can mix this up properly. Because it's not even, like, mixing. They're all just sitting in there. So, I think I'm going to have to get another tower for this. Or, what I could have just done, put them all in the bin. And, hope for the best, I guess. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to grab Scarborough and the book. Not the city, the book. Give me 1 second. We got the book. This book is absolutely, oh my gosh. It is so heartbreaking, and it's so, like, it's such a realistic book that, like, I can picture. I'm from Scarborough, if you guys didn't know. And, I'm, like, the areas that is talked about, I know them so well. I went to school in the area. I knew people that lived in the area. So it's such a hard-hitting book. And then the movie on Netflix, is it on Netflix or is it on Disney Plus or Amazon? I forget which one it's on. I'm going to find out for you guys. But it's such an important book, and it's such an important movie to watch. And no wonder why it made the finalist 2017 Toronto Books Award. I think it needs to be number one because honestly, this is. Oh my god, I'm like I said, I'm literally my heart's gonna be broken the next 2 months. Great. Okay, that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down in the comments what you're planning on reading in January and February. I've decided doing 2 months is giving me a bit of a leeway. If I don't feel like reading 1 or 2 days a week, I don't feel that pressure. You know, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want me to do like videos on specific genres, and all that stuff. Let me know down in the comments, and any other video ideas, please let me know. You know, that would help a lot. I think this year, yeah, I feel like really excited to read again, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like last year there was a lot of like heartbreak and transitions and just a lot going on in my life. If you guys watch my vlogs, you guys know what's been going on. But yeah, I might do a video about it one day soon, but I'm not at that point yet. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go and get ready to get my heart broken. And while I'm getting my heart broken, I'm gonna start doing some self-help apparently. Okay guys, I love you guys so much. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd love to have you. I post, that video is going to be coming up soon for my YouTube goals of 2023, but I will be posting once a week until further notice, till I kind of get my life back on track, which is going to be on Saturdays. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.